Good evening and welcome to our holiday concert with the Armstrong Boulevard Brass Quintet. We're very excited to have them back again. And they've been actually doing a tour around Brown County this year. How's that been going so far?
Fantastic.
Okay, great.
This is our home concert.
Okay, great. And we'd also like to very much thank the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund for making this concert possible. And so if you enjoy programs like this, please let us know and we'll do what we can to make them happen. At the end of the concert, if you could please fill out a short survey that I have on the back table there with some pens and pencils. It really helps with the grant reporting and the funding so that we can bring programs like this. So I also see that there are some fun sweaters here, right? So later in the program, we might do some audience voting, and I do have a little award to give to the best of the sweater. So,
Think of everything. Right. That's fantastic.
Okay.
Was that in our drop sheet?
No.
All right.
It's going to be mine. I'm going to win it.
All right. We'll go ahead and let you get started.
Here we go, guys. 1, 2, ready. Thank you very much. As Leroy introduced us, we are the Armstrong Boulevard Brass. My name is Dave Stordahl. It is our pleasure to be back here now again this year, where the Christmas tradition with our brass quintet all started. So thanks for being here, third year in a row. That was We Need a Little Christmas. I think a sentiment that we're all, I mean, we don't want a ton of snow, but a little bit would be okay. I mean, come on. It's either feast or famine, right? So that was from 1966. The musical mame, Angela Lansbury, sang We Need a Little Christmas to bring everybody back and give them hope after the depressing stock crash. The musical is set in 1929. We're moving on to 1951, Meredith Willson's classic. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Johnny Mathis probably got the biggest yardage out of this in the last century. And it was very prominently featured in the movie show Home Alone, if you remember Macaulay Culkin. You know. Yes. And then after that, we'll move on to Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Snow in the name 3 times. A certifiable holiday tune. Doesn't ever mention Christmas. My assistant didn't turn my music.
Sorry.
I don't pay him enough, that's the problem. That's right. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3. much. And now we're going to jump backwards in time to the granddaddy of all Christmas carols. Way back in the 16th century in Wales, the tradition was to sing about decorating the halls. And several different carols joined together to become what we know today as Deck the Halls. The lyrics that we know and are near and dear to us came from the 1862 Thomas Oliphant English carol book. But they stole it from the Welsh. But we hope you enjoyed Deck of the Halls. And then we'll jump from 1550 up to 1950. And we'll play for you a song that was originally entitled Tinkle Bells. And that's what happens when you say tinkle bells in public. Everybody goes, hey. And so the guys were recording this in the middle of July because back when we had records, those are really big CDs.
What are those?
Oh, a CD is something your parents used to use before we had digital things. He's not even playing along with me. Anyway, back when we had big vinyl, you had to get your song written in July, printed, engraved in August, sent off to the studio band or whatever in September, and then they pressed it and recorded it and pressed it and duplicated it so that it could be out for the Christmas rush just after Halloween or just before Thanksgiving. And so these guys were doing their due diligence, writing this beautiful Christmas melody in the middle of the Arizona heat. And then they went home to a 4th of July party with the whole neighborhood block. And everybody was there and they said, we just wrote the greatest song. It's going to be a Christmas hit. It's called Tinkle Bells. And every mom in the place went, you can't call it Tinkle Bells. If you call it Tinkle Bells, every 5th grader will be laughing about this till the end of time. And so they came up with Silver Bells. And that's what we now enjoy the title as. And then after that, we'll jump back to 1911 with The Holly and the Ivy. This is a really great arrangement written by a British composer, Sebastian Skelly. Really a fine young arranger for brass quintet. That comes from the Sharp's English Folk Carol book, way back from 1911. So, Deck the Halls, Silver Bells, and then some Holly and the Ivy. I need a drink. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. The trumpet player's doing all of that crazy work on that one and the piece before. Our Tom Beer from Mankato area. I don't know how many people have seen us perform before. He's an area educator, now retired. He's what we call a musical Jedi. He travels around dispensing his musical knowledge for the forces of good.
Fighting the forces of evil.
Yes, right, fighting the forces of evil with his trumpet and his flugelhorn. And on my right, your left, is Craig Brennan from Waseca. He's teaching the love and joy of music, if they know what's good for him, for all the kids in Waseca. And he's been there now how many years?
Last 18 years.
Last 18 years. So that's our trumpet section. And now we will move on to arguably the most famous Christmas song ever. The gentleman that wrote it in 1942, and the night that he completed it, he went to a cocktail party and he said, I just wrote the most famous Christmas song ever. It's going to beat everything else. The darndest thing was he was right. It's White Christmas. Irving Berlin wrote it. It's pretty much the heavy contender. Bing alone he got to sing it. Bing alone sold 50 million copies of it. Over the world, over the years, it's been over 100 million. And it's still popular. I don't know, I watch White Christmas every Christmas still. You gotta do it, right? Does anybody know, little Christmas trivia, what movie it first actually was used in?
Holiday Inn.
It was in Holiday Inn, ding, ding, ding. You can't have my trophy, but good job. Yes. And then we've got, from way back in 1854, we've got a little sleigh bell polka for you. So the dance floor is open. White Christmas and sleigh bell polka. 2, 3, 4. Thank you. All right. 1, 2, 1. So in every polka, there's oomph and pahs, and we have oomph and pahs in our quintet too. The pah is our French horn player, Steve Speaker. He's from St. Peter. Yep. And up until recently, he's been a stay-at-home dad, but he's also an Ironman, so it wasn't like he was laying around. I mean, a real Ironman. He's doing the Ironman competitions, so whenever we need to run anywhere, he does the running, obviously. And the oomph to his pa is the foundation of our quintet, playing the most glorious of all brass instruments.
It's true.
The tuba. This is Al Ton, ladies and gentlemen, from Janesville. Al is also in the musical Jedi category. He's retired after 36 years of playing.
Only 34.
Only 34. One of these years I'll get this right. But he travels around sharing his musical ability everywhere he goes. He plays in our brass quintet. He plays in the Mankato area concert bands. He's an organist at his church. We tease him a lot about not knowing how to retire because he retired and he's got more jobs than he did when he was a teacher. But he also drives a newer car than we do. So he might know something that we're not picking up on. But what else do you do, Al?
The tax business.
He's a tax man. Yes. I don't know why I said that loud,
I see.
but that's good. So if anybody need your taxes done, talk to Al, the tuba tax man. All right, we're moving on to 1945. It's July again. Same story. Another songwriter duo, Mel Torme and Bob Wells. Mel Torme's been messing around with this song for a long time. And he's got most of it written. He's got blah, 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 Jack Frost nipping at your nose, blah, 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 Yuletide carols, blah, blah. He doesn't have it all filled in. He doesn't know what should fit in there. And they're under the gun. They really need to get it done. And so he's waiting for Bob to show up, but his dog is driving him nuts. I heard Mel Torme tell this story. He said, so my dog had to go outside. So it was blazing hot out. I didn't want to go outside at that time of the day, but you know, when the dog's got to go, you go. He said, so I took him out for 30 minutes on a quick walk. And when I came back, Bob was sitting at the piano, and he had finished the song. And he said, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a big one. And it's now what we know and love as the Christmas song. 1961, Nat King Cole sang it. That's pretty much everybody's favorite rendition. There are many others, but I don't know, that's the one that sticks in my mind too. Just absolutely fantastic. And then after that, 1994, All I Want for Christmas. It's a latecomer to the Christmas song game. Some people love it, some people hate it. It was written by Mariah Carey. Up until just recently, it was the biggest selling Christmas song for a female artist ever. You'll be happy to know, no offense Mariah Carey, that she was unhorsed 2 weeks ago because Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree was re-released by Brenda Lee. Have you seen it? You gotta watch the video if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely adorable. She's got her whole family in it, and she's dancing in pajamas. It's great. And she brought back Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, and guess what? It shot past Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas in that first week of sales. So she's now on top again. So that's fun. So we'll play a quick rendition of that as well, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. So the Christmas song, All I Want for Christmas, and Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Oh, I forgot to mention that Mariah couldn't be here tonight.
What?
And the only one that's got the legs for it is Tom, so he's going to be Mariah. So we hope you enjoy Tom Beer playing Mariah Carey for All I Want for Christmas. But first, the Christmas song. One, two, three, four. repeat. Just do it like we do it.
That's not how we normally do it.
Do it the way we always do it.
What repeat?
How do we do it? How do we always do it?
We always do it with repeat.
Oh, let's do that then,
Okay.
Okay, all right.
if you would, sir.
Oh.
Just one time. Right?
Say it again.
Just one time, second, rocking around.
Yeah.
late in the last century, early in this century, there was a wonderful Christmas book that was written, and kids enjoyed it in many different countries, mostly in the English-speaking sides of the world. And then in 2004, it was made into a movie, and Tom Hanks was hired to be the conductor, the main character in this Christmas show, the movie version of Polar Express. Alan Silvestri wrote the soundtrack for this, and it was an immediate hit. The music stands alone by itself, and it's so fun when soundtracks do this. The song "Believe" from this movie was an award winner, and we've got a beautiful medley of songs from Polar Express that we hope you'll enjoy. And then after that, you probably didn't expect to hear any Elvis from a brass quintet, but we do have some Elvis. It's a funny little tune. It was written in 1948, and after several failed attempts by Doyle Odell, the guy that wrote it, he was a country artist at the time, tried performing it on the Grand Ole Opry. Nobody liked it. Ernest Tubbs thought maybe the song would work well for him, and at this time Ernest Tubbs was just about as big as Elvis would become, and didn't work for him. Of all people, the jazz singer Billy Eckstine loved Blue Christmas and tried his version at it. It didn't take. It wasn't until in 1957 Elvis gave it his blue treatment. He added his gospel blues touch to it. All those years sitting in church choir or whatever it was when he was a kid, it just had a different feel to it, and it took off. Everybody loved it. And then he put it in Blue Hawaii, of course. So we hope you enjoy the Polar Express and then a little bit of Elvis. One, two, three. set. A one, a two, a one, two, three, and a one. Thank you very much. Our time has come to a close. We've got just one more song for you. Before we do that, I want to give a special round of applause to Leroy for not only setting up tonight's concert, but actually setting up our whole tour. Thank you. It's been a blast driving around and sharing Christmas music with everybody and getting that energy back from a live crowd. So thank you for supporting live music played right here in front of you, warts and all, no net. And with that, we're going to close with a Merry Christmas, but from south of the border, Jose Feliciano's Feliz Navidad. Please take care and be safe until we meet again. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. One, two, three. Stand up. Thank you. Thanks very much.
And while we've got him standing, if we take a look at these great sweaters. Right, is that a llama? It is. All right. What do you think?
What is that about?
I vote for Steve, actually.
Three-way tie.
Three-way tie.
Three-way tie.
That's a good idea. There won't be fighting in the car.
That's
on the
true,
way
that's
home.
true. But I might cause a little bit of fighting because there is the door prize.
Ooh!
There is also, if you really want to win, you can take Thirst.
Thirst? Oh my
Take
God.
Thirst.
Thirst.
And there is also, of course, a 5-star certificate of awesomeness.
Oh, nice.
So, if you want to,
All right.
those were all printed on the library's 3D
This is
printer.
actually a door.
It's actually a door.
It's actually a door. That's really nerdy. I'm going to keep that.
And you should.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. Again, we are very grateful to the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund for making concerts like this possible and for bringing awesome live music here. And so if you could, please take a moment to fill out the survey at the back of the room there. It really helps with the grant reporting. And we hope you have a wonderful Christmas season and a Happy New Year's, and stay safe, everyone. So thank you for coming.